everybody, welcome back to the 2018 Granny Square Crochet Along. If you haven't guessed by the voice already, it's me, Teacup Jojo, back with you. I've been having a short break away from the videos, and it's really good to be back with you today for this square today. This is the Midwife square, the Call the Midwife blanket square. I'm giving you the right title, Call the Midwife motif. There we go. If you are in the UK, you will have most likely heard of the programme Call the Midwife, and this blanket has featured on there, and since then it has just gone bonkers in the UK. Everyone making baby blankets that make a Call the Midwife blanket. It's beautiful for a baby blanket. It kind of has this motif repeating itself for the blanket. It's beautiful. We've just had a new arrival in our family, a baby great nephew, and today is also a special date in our family of remembrance. So this is a special square today. So I am back with you today to do this square on this special day, and I'm back. So it's been a while, and hopefully I can do the square justice through the video and enjoy crocheting along with you again. So hope you enjoy the video, and let's see how it's done. Okay, to start this little beauty, we're going to start with a chain of 22. Make sure to count your chains before you start your stitches, because if like me, you might do one less and then your stitch count is off for the next row. So 22 chains, and then we're going to do a double crochet into the third chain. 1, 2, 3. Now normally we would do a chain 3 to count as a double crochet, but just having 2 chains means that we don't get a big gap here, which can so often happen when you're doing double crochet in rows. So this counts as a double crochet plus 1, and then you're going to continue double crochet all the way along to the end, and you will end up with 20 double crochets plus the chain, making 21 stitches. So all the way along, and I'll see you in a moment. So there we have it, 21 double crochets, or if you like 20 double crochets and a chain 2. So we're going to at the start of every row we are going to chain 2 to count as a double crochet, and then turn your work, and then you will skip this very first double crochet here. Here's the space you're going to. You will skip that because this chain comes from the top of that. So every time we're going to chain 2, turn and skip this very first double crochet, and then we'll go into the next one, and you're going to do a double crochet all the way along. So with that chain 2 at the start, you will have 21 stitches. So all the way along. Your very last stitch, I'll just do this row with you, and the very last stitch will be going into that chain 2, so I'll show you that just when we get there. I don't think the camera's picking up that this yarn has a very faint sparkle in it. Very pretty. I don't think you're getting that on camera, unfortunately. We all like a bit of sparkle in our lives. So nearly at the end, and then I'll just show you that very last stitch on this row so that you know for future rows. Nearly there. Okay, one more stitch. Oops. Going into the top. Okay, so it's last stitch there, and then now we're at our chain 2, so it's a bit sort of bunched up, but you just want to go in the top chain. You've got 2 chains there, and you want to go into your top chain, preferably under 2 bars of your chain. Your chain has 3 bars, preferably under 2 bars there, makes it a bit more sturdy. And there is your last stitch. You've got your chain here and your stitch above. So if you count back along, you should have now 21 stitches. Just double check when you're at the beginning of your patterns. It's always worth just counting. You don't want to get sort of several rows up and then discover that your count's been off at the beginning. So count back, make sure you've got 21, and then we'll go on with the next row. Okay, so time for row 3, and as I said, every row starts with a chain 2 and turn your work, and then we're going to do a double crochet in that next stitch, and then we're going to chain 1, skip a stitch and do a double crochet in the next stitch. Chain 1, skip a stitch, double crochet in the next. Chain 1, skip a stitch, double crochet in the next. Chain 1, skip, double crochet in the next. Chain 1, oops, skip a stitch, double crochet in the next. Chain 1, skip a stitch, double crochet in the next. Chain 1, skip, double crochet in the next. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next, and a double crochet in the top of your chain 2. The top chain sometimes goes a bit smooth, so you might have to just wiggle your hook through there. So just give it a wiggle. So there we go. That's not it. Okay, let's wiggle, wiggle. There we go. And there we go. So you should have 9 chain spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And 2 double crochet at the start and finish, and a double crochet in between. There we go. Okay, next row we're going to do our chain 2 and turn your work, and then you're going to do a double crochet in that second double crochet there as usual. So you've got 2 double crochet, and then you are going to do a chain 1. I'm trying to make our border, so chain 1, and then you're going to do 15 double crochets along. So you're going to do 1 in the next double crochet, so skip this chain space, do a double crochet in the top of that next double crochet, so that's 1 in the space, that's 2, and then work along 1 in each double crochet and 1 in each space. So we've done 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way along 15, and then I'll meet you to do the end. So 15 double crochet along in the stitches and chain spaces. And there we are, 15 double crochets later. So then we're going to do, and this pattern is symmetrical, so both sides are the same, and actually the top and the bottom are the same as well, apart from the chain that we started with. So we're now going to do a chain 1, skip the chain on the previous row, and then you're going to do 2 double crochets, 1 in that double crochet there, and as usual 1 in the top of your chain 2. 1 in the top of your chain 2, and oops, there we go, there we go. So you can see this border, the inside border, is working along. So we're going to have we've got it along here, and then it's going to go up here and then along the top. So you can see why we've got these chains at the end of each row. So row 5, again chain 2 and turn your work, double crochet into that second double crochet there as usual, and then you're going to continue this border going up, you're going to chain 1, and then we're going to skip this chain 1 here on the previous row, and then we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 double crochets. So 6 double crochets along, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and then chain 3, skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and then double crochet into the next stitch and do 6 more double crochets. So you can see we are back to doing our symmetrical square, so we are mirroring what we did on the first side. 4, 5 and 6, and then we're back to our chain, so chain 1 and then do your last 2 double crochets. Lovely, simple but effective square. That's beautiful. There we go. So we've started getting our centre ready for our motif. Okie dokie, row 6, chain 2, turn and do your first double crochet, and then do your chain 1 to take us over this. Chain 1 here as usual, done that a bit small, there we go, and then we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 double crochet, and then we're going to do 1, 2, 3 chains, and we're going to do a slip stitch into our chain 3 here. Now you can either do it just over the chain space, or you can do it into your middle chain, so you should have 3 chains here. You might want to see it from the opposite side, it might be a bit easier to see it there. So I'm just going to do it through into the chain space, just do a slip stitch there, joins that together, and then do 3 more chains and 4 more double crochets. So we're going to mirror on this side what we've done over here. So you want to now do your 4 double crochets, you're going to skip 2 stitches, so skip 2 stitches and then do 4 double crochet, then do your chain 1 and your last 2 double crochet. So skip 2, 4 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet. And there we go, at the end of row 6. So this is on the back, but it's totally symmetrical, so anyway, which is great for this square. So row 7, I bet you can't guess how we're going to start. We are going to chain 2, turn your work, and do a double crochet in that first or second double crochet there we go, just like so. Chain 1 to take us across this chain 1 here, and then we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 double crochet into the top of our double crochet. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then we're going to do 2 double crochet into our chain space. So 1 and 2. Okay, and then we're going to do 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to do 2 double crochet in this chain space on the left, or on the right if you're left-handed. If you're double-handed, I nearly said double-handed, left-handed even. So there we go, and then we're going to do 4 more double crochet into the top of our stitches. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then you're going to finish off in the usual way, chain 1 and 2 double crochet. Okie dokie, row 8. This is what we've got so far, by the way. We've got a lovely motif in the middle here. So row 8, as usual, chain 2, turn, do your first double crochet, and then chain 1, and then we're going to do 15 double crochets along, 1 in each stitch and 3 in your chain space. So you'll be doing 6, and then 6 in each, 6 along your stitches, 3 in your chain, another 6, and then you'll be doing your chain 1 and your last 2. So that's just what we're doing along this row. Nice and simple. So I'm going to chain 1, and then I'm going to do 6 double crochets, and then 3 in that chain space, another 6, chain 1, and your last 2 double crochets. Okay, so I will see you back at the end of this row. Let's get to this chain space. There we go. And there we go at the end of row 8. So as you can see, we're now onto the top, mirroring the bottom. So with just this row here we've done is the same as this row here. Okay, so now we're going to repeat this row here where we've got the kind of fillet spaces. Okay, so we are going to start with a chain 2. As usual, turn your work and do your first double crochet, and then your chain 1, and then you're going to do every other stitch. So I'm going to go into your first one here, and then you're going to do a chain 1, skip a stitch, double crochet into the next. Oops. And then chain 1, double crochet into the skip a stitch, double crochet into the next. Continue all the way along, do a chain 1, skip a stitch, double crochet into the next, and your last 2 stitches will be a double crochet after your chain 1. And there we go at the end of row 9. So now row 10 and row 11 are simple. So let's do our chain 2, turn your work, do your first double crochet, and then you're going to do 21 double crochets along here. So we've already done 2, so we've got 19 more. You're going to do 1 in each chain space and 1 in each stitch. Yeah, so 1 in each chain space, 1 in each stitch, and that will be your 21 double crochets. Just count them along as you do it, just to make sure you've got the right amount of stitches. There we go, end of row 10, end of row 10. So row 11 is the same as the first row. We're going to do 21 double crochets along. So do your chain 2 to start with, turn your work, do your first double crochet, and then you're going to do 1 double crochet into each stitch along, and you will finish with 21 stitches on this row. So I shall see you at the end of this row. And there we go, 21 stitches later. I love this. So simple but so pretty and effective. And like I said, you probably can't see that my yarn has a little bit of glitter sparkle. Such a shame the camera won't pick it up, but there we go. Lovely. So this is the end of the main motif. So now we just have a border to do, or borders to do, depending on what size. So let's have a little look. I am at 5 inches, just about, a little over 5 inches. So I need another inch of border. So our border is double crochets, and we're going to do that now. If you want to change colour for your border, by all means go ahead and do that. I'm going to keep mine all the same and continue with my blue. Okay, so the way we're going to do our border is going to chain 3 from this first stitch. Just undo that and just have to do this again. So we're going to chain 3 and then do a double crochet in that same stitch on the corner, and then chain 2 and 2 more double crochets, and that's our first corner. Okay, and then we're going to do 19 stitches along this side, and we're going to have to work that out evenly. So I haven't got any stitch markers to hand here, and you know the way I often tell you is to fold it in half and mark your halfway point and then work out how many on each side. So row 6 is the halfway point. We've got 11, so 11 rows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I haven't got a stitch marker to hand, but I have got a bit of tape. So I am just going to wrap this tape around this stitch as my temporary stitch marker. There we go. Glamorous, lovely stitch marker. My crochet kit is kind of right over the side, over that way there, so camera's in the way, can't get up to get it. So mark the halfway point, so we want 19 on each side, which means I need 8 on each side now. 9 on each side, I apologise, I can't count. So 19, remove 1 means 18, so 9 on each side. So I am going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's how I'm going to do my 9 stitches. So 1 over the side of this row, second one in this end of this stitch, 2, then over the side, 3 into the end is 4, over the side is 5, into this stitch is 6, over 7, into this part here is 8, and over the side of the row is 9. And then I'm going to remove this lovely stitch marker and do 1 in that centre. I know there's going to be a gap, but that kind of is a bit of a... So I'm going to keep this gap here as a bit of a feature on mine, and then do 1 in the next side, and then into the side here. So I'm going to do 9 again, exactly the same. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and getting some yarn caught up here, and 9. There we go. So there is our 19 stitches evenly spaced along there. Okay, and then in this corner now, you are going to do exactly the same, 2 double crochet, exactly the same as up here, 2 double crochet, so in this bottom part, getting all tangled up. Since hitting my camera and knocking it off there, it's got a bit confused now. So in this bottom part here, you're going to do 2, you might need to just wiggle your slip knot and make some space there. So 2 double crochet, and there we go, that's my pattern just falling on the floor. Good job I don't need it anymore. Oh dear. And then so 2 double crochet, chain 2, and then 2 double crochet. And then you're going to work along, and you're going to do a double crochet in the bottom of each of these stitches. So you will have 19 stitches along here, because you will be ignoring this last one and ignoring that first one, and then you should have 19 in between. So you'll have 19 stitches just like we did along this side here. Okay, so you'll have 19 there, and then do your corner of 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, and then work up the side again. Try and do your stitches in the same place here as you did over here. Try and line them up so it looks nice and even, and then do your corner, 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, and then work along the top. Again, you should have 19 stitches in between your corners, and work along there doing your 19. And I'll meet you to finish off in this top corner. Okay, so all we need to do to finish off is to do a slip stitch in the top of your chain 3, and that finishes that round off nicely. Measure your square, and mine is now, straighten it out a bit. There we go, 6 inches, lovely, 6 inches. So if your square is not quite as big as you would like it to be, you can by all means do another border, another round. You could just do single crochets if you don't need much, and if you need more, then obviously half double crochets or whatever you need. So but mine's just perfect for size, so I'm just going to finish this off here and cut this, and then I can show you the square in all its glory. So just give it a bit of a tweak out for its shape. There you go. It might need a little bit of blocking just to get it perfectly square. There we go. How lovely is that square? Beautiful. So if you have enjoyed crocheting along with me, it's been a while. If you enjoyed crocheting along with me and having a cup of tea or something with me, that would be great. So it's good to be back with you guys. I hope you've enjoyed this. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, click that like button, and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, you know what to do. Just keep hooking and don't let your tea get cold. See you next time.